Okay, the Pal Yitzchok and Pesach, Mamar test. Rama Pesach that because I have no idea what this, no recollection this one's about. Just put them randomly. Rama Pesach that because Hareu Kenoch, because like a non-Jew. Eshma Harei the Pishit that's around Mechla Lochazu Gam Koifer Pchias Amesim. So could not be chorus is somebody who denies Pchias Amesim. Masnis in the Reish Chelik that because of Kovet Pchias Amesim Elu Chelik Omabah. Where it says they have no portion. Why? Was that case? The fire coming to sub Shakush Baruch Mida connected Mida. They're Mida connected Mida, who come at Chias Mason, people Chias Mason. So it's an interesting thing. It's like punishment. It doesn't sound like he's not Jewish, right? Sounds like he's it's Mida connected Mida. You are called for Chias Mason, so we take away from you Chias Mason. So Lusai says, why should lose Chiyas because he ended she's like Mara. That's not there shall fear us fear shall Chiyas Mesim. So we see that the actual opinion of fear of Chiyas Mesim low much is apikoros. Doesn't make it apikoros. It's only because Mida Kneged Mida. Can he the parkin mishum Mida Kneged Mida Udunagaba? Okay, fine, fair enough. Low shall say that makes him loses Chayk Haba. Avon Ida Shedino Kanachri. For us, the Chias Hamesim, they should be considered to be a Nachri on account of Chias Hamesim. If that's the definition of Apikoris, means a Kushta Gemara would come on Medes, a Kokach Loma. Okay, let it fine. He loses Chayk Haba, but why can he actually be believed down conscious or something like that? Why should he be like a Nachri Gomor? Question. So it says I'm putting from this we're compelled to say Milsa Chadata, new concept. They became Chias Hamesim Echad Mea Yudim HaMuftach in the Knesset Yisrael B'Achris Hayomim. Since Chias Hamesim is one of the destined outcomes for the Jews at the end of time, can be She'eno Ben HaShtafus Yudim Halalu, somebody who's not in the Torah being participation in these destinies. Time share for whatever reason. The fact that you won't be able to partake of this destiny puts you in the situation of a nachri.
When do we start using nachrim instead of what is kochavim?
What?
Like at what point in history does it become safe to write nachri instead of what is kochavim?
What point becomes safe?
Okay, I'll ask you afterwards.
Modern America is always not. It's not the Aruch HaShulchan obviously was very careful about this, but the modern America, you can have who censors anything.
No, I'm saying the Gemara says about kochavim, right? And the Rambam says about kochavim, like the Rishonim very often you say about kochavim.
They're all censored, yeah.
But right, okay. So as we got further in history, so it became easier. Okay, fine.
Well, only relatively recently, yeah, within the last 120 years or so, yeah. It's very in I've seen the Aruch HaShulchan very heavily censors anything to do with Akum, so with non-Jews. So therefore, in the end of the 19th century in Russia, it still wasn't safe. So since then, it's become safer. This way, Chacham say by the CBT by the Russia, the Fishoti Atzum in a cloud. There's a concept of Hoti Atzum in a cloud. Lachi Iloy Hashem Loya Nigal. Therefore, if he was there, he would not have been redeemed. It flips around. In other words, the thing is transitive. If A equals B, then B equals A. If you being not leaving Mitzrayim would be motive from since you're not left the cloud, you wouldn't be Yotzi Mitzrayim. If you would not have been including Yitzias Mitzrayim, you're not part of the cloud, and you're not a Nachri. See what I'm saying? Saying somebody is not part from the Ben Arash. You see that somebody who's not part of Gulas Mitzrayim is Yotzi Min HaKlal. And Yotzi Min HaKlal is defined as Kiluhu Nachri. So if you're not shaykh to Geula, that's the Chiddush Halacha here, then Yitzchok min haklau, and that is Kenochri. V'nimtzeinu medium, the Avos Tchias HaMeisim min hakorim shekvirasam notzim balei din mumar. Even though Tchias HaMeisim is one of the Yugim Likarim that when you deny them, it gives you status of mumar. Mekom mekom chalukah b'gidra. It's different in its parameter. The B'shari Karim, other Karim, Apikoros is Motzios min haklau, Apikoros takes them out of the cloud. That's true, but Shona Yikashav Tchias HaMeisim Shayitzia min haklau oseh oso Apikoros. In other words, Apikoros is removes him from the cloud. But by Tchias HaMeisim, it's the Yitzia min haklau, which makes him not Apikoros. If you're not Shaykh to Geula, you're not Apikoros. Since you learned that if you deny certain Maila in Ruchnius, it eliminates from you this Maila, because Mida Keneged Mida. In other words, you deny here Tchias HaMeisim, you lose Tchias HaMeisim. If you deny some other aspect of Emunah, you lose that thing which you have no Emunah. So should work the other direction even more so. How much more so? Emunah, to strengthen one's Emunah, be'ercha shamala ruchanis, in the value of any spiritual level. Mechayev says hashpah shamala zu apilo samala shemida. So then you have to be enhanced by that mida keneged mida. Udvarim halalu heim hasbara ruchnis ravachas. They the hasbara ruchnis, they are a spiritual explanation of shebeschus. No, heim hasbara ravachas, they are the common understanding. In other words, if you believe in the Gula, trach good bed zayin. If you believe in the Gula, then Mida Keneged Mida, you get the Gula. By denying Tchias HaMeisim, Mida Keneged Mida, you don't get Tchias HaMeisim. By believing the Gula, you certainly get the Gula. So it's a schutz de'emunah that of the Gula that Am Yisrael is nigal. And the opening to the entire parsha of Gulas Mitzrayim were pasuk shel Vayamin Am. It's a pasuk of Emunah. So the Emunah itself is the precursor of the Geula. V'matzah shemezonais of she'adei mechag Geula, and matzah, which is the sustenance of a Jewish person during the days of the Geula, during the days of Pesach. It's called the food of Emunah. So ultimately, what Rav Footner was saying is that Emunah is the basis of a Geula, and his chap here is that the lack of Emunah in a destiny of Am Yisrael makes one an apikores. The strengthening of belief in the destiny of Am Yisrael makes that destiny much more likely, or much more applicable to that person. Okay, I like that deal. Tchias HaMeisim, cool deal. Okay, let's do another one.
It's interesting because I mean, you would assume that like Ruba Kakulo, like his thing, that the person who goes both things. It's like the Emunah of the nation is what causes the Geula, but then that doesn't necessarily mean you need the other part also, that the individual can take him out. Like it's not like Ruba Geula,
If you take literally the Chazal that 4/5 died in the Choshech, then even if a mute has that Emunah, it's effective, but only for that mute, not for the entirety of the Kila. So it's an interesting question, Rubo Kikulo. The halacha Rubo Kikulo only applies when there's no isnagdus in the mute to the rov. So I say Rubo Kikulo. But if I say if there's a isnagdus in the mute to the rov, so I don't say Rubo Kikulo. So therefore, it wouldn't help. That's it's fishy. You will normally say Rubo Kikulo, not for you, because your mute is a misnagid to the rov. It's not neutral. It's a misnagid.
And that a mumar is by definition is nagid.
What?
Maybe just a non-believer. A mumar could be a non-believer. It doesn't have to be his nagid.
No, that's a chiddush here. In other words, there is such a concept of a believer who's still a mumar because he's a misnagid. That's
Right.
like the idea. In other words, yeah, economy. There is that's the chiddush. Exactly what they're saying.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see what it is. Short. V'chonu shira gomer micha mocha v'gomer shira chadasha v'gomer Hashem yimloch olam v'ed. Uvada shiroilis ora matbea zu shetov chachamim. The we have to look at this formula that chachamim formulated for us and be illuminated by it. Ki milim the shira chadasha nisu b'afsaka b'msuki shira atzma. They put in this paragraph of shira chadasha. This guy's gonna put there. I don't know if anybody else would notice this. You know, it says and then we put them in the Shir Chadasha. But why do we have to put that in? What's wrong with the psukim in the Torah itself, right? So Ki'ilu Torah says the Shir Chadasha kai rak al ha'amlocha d'Hashem yimloch. The rest of those Shira was not a Shira Chadasha, right? Just that post Hashem Yimloch Olam V'ed. Right? It's a strange way. It's because the whole Shira was Shira Chadasha. Micha Mocha is just part of Shira, much part of Shira Chadasha as Hashem Yimloch Olam V'ed. Why put the Shira Chadasha in the middle here? Good question. B'taisus Arvei Sachim, because it's Sachim Arvei Noda Shira Chadash Agul Seinu. They're supposed to say, we're going to thank you with Shir Chadash on the Gula, V'lonamar Shir Chadasha, and not to say Shir Chadash. And in Agara, we talk to say Shir Chadash, right? Don't say Shir Chadasha. Mishum the Mechil Tatanya, the Shir Seyam Miloshin Nekeva, Shir Chadasha, Miloshin Nekeva is going to Shir Seyam. The Shir Galasi Lavo, Miloshin Zochar. The Shira of the ultimate redemption will be in masculine, not a Shira, but a Shira, not a Shira, but a Shira. That a Keva yesh l'tzar leda, because the Keva has labor pains. Af kol anisim, so to call nisim yesh lechem tsar. So to all nisim have afterwards tsar. I guess after Yetzias time, which was with tremendous nisim, there was still tsar in order to get into Eretz Yisrael. It's supposed to eventually nisim. Time of the ultimate gula, there's no tsar afterwards. If the tsar which comes after nisim, like which is birth pangs, who nidon v'gorim ayidei zeh sheshiras hayom tehei b'lashon nekeva. If the foundation of this and the basis of this is hinted at that in that Shiras Hayom is going to be Lashon Keva. The Vadai Shanei Shagula Asida who Etzem Aleda. So the eventual actual birth is the Shira Chadash. It's an interesting concept. I don't know if I buy into it, but he says the Shira Chadasha is Lashon Keva because they're Chavle Leda in Yetzias Mitzrayim. When the ultimate redemption occurs, I don't know why Melchemes Gog and Magog is not considered to be like Tzirei Leda. You say Melchemes, when the ultimate Geula comes, so then that is not considered to be Lashon Keva, it's Lashon Zachar, because there are no labor pains. I'm just assuming that it means that that history is the labor, starting with the Shir Chadash Yetzias Mitzrayim, and the ultimate redemption is the actual Rabbi Yochel Lashon Zachar when there's no longer any pain, any anguish. So
what's the context of the Shir Chadash?
What?
Shir Lashem Shir Chadash. What's that referring to?
Yeah, according to this, it's referring to the ultimate Gula.
But it says Shir Chadash. It's masculine.
Yeah, that's the ultimate Gula. Shir Chadash is Shiras in the past. Shir Chadash is Shiras in the future.
Got it.
והשיר החדש הסעיד נכלל על ידי זה בשיר החדש של יום, כמו שמקופל הוא העובר במי אמו, just like in a pregnancy. The fetus is in the mother's womb, so to here, the ultimate geula, the shir chadash, is enveloped in the shir chadasha, the motherhood of the initial geula. ונמצא, so it comes out the ikar mashnikre shira sayom b'shem shira chadasha. That was the main reason why Shira Sayom is called Shira Chadash. Mitzad she koles b'socha es Shira Chadash she'achri Sayomim b'chinas ubar yarech imo. It's because it includes in it the ultimate redemption, just like a fetus is inside the pregnant woman. So therefore, all of history, again, it's not just Yitzias Mitzrayim, obviously, obviously is a Shira Chadasha. It's a new song. Because it's a song of Geula, but it's not the complete song of Geula, and it's one which has pain involved in it. The ultimate redemption of the Aussie level, that is the Leda of the Shir Chodesh, when there's no more Tsar. Tsar is taken away. So so he says that's the case. The encompassing aspect of the Shir Sayam Mizgal to Dafka Bahamlocha Dashem Yimloch. Sharei Pirusha Shamlocha Zu Mevor Mevor Sobad Yoshu Volu Moshiim Baratzion Lishpon Saisol Basol Hashem Hamlucha. This ultimate Geula is defined as the coronation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu over Har Esav. The Hamlacha Zuz Manosha Shir Chadash. That Hamlacha is the time when the Shir Chadash is sung. The Shir Chadash after which there is no Tsar. Hachi Ba Mamar said the Shir Chadash b'mechuv if they apostle Hashem Yimloch Lo Voed. He's saying Shir Chadash Shibgulim Shibchal Sfas Hayom. That's the Michamoch Beilim Hashem. And that's the Shir Chadash. And then Yacha Kulam Hodim Menuchu V'Amaru. Hashem Yimloch Lo Voed. It's true they said it back then, but the mechuvan here is that it's also going to be in the future, and that's the ultimate capstone on everything. The Kanu Soda Leda, that is the Soda Leda of the Asher B'Shir Sayom. Shira Chadash Shibchu Geulin. I'm not sure how much I got out of this one. Yes, Chazal say Shira Chadash is of our Shira Chadash is Aussie, but the bottom line is Hashem Yilchom Vod is part of the Shira Chadash of Oz Yashir. So I think the question was better than the Teretz. Why you consider one Shira Chadash, why Shira Chadash is put in the middle? I understand, but it doesn't say that. It should say some differentiate between Shira Chadash in the past and Shira Chadash in the future. Like in the Megillah, it says when Nagora, it says when you come back. So then because then that's going to be the Shir Chadash. So Lamaisa, the idea, but I like his idea of previous Gulas being Lashon Keva because they were Chavle Leda. They're always pains, labor pains. The Shir Chadash, it's not, and it is after Gog. So there's also Shira Chadash, and there's also Nisim Niflos, which are painful, which are going to take place until the end of time. After all that is finished, then in retrospect, when all of that is finished, but it's all Shira Chadash or not Shira Chadash until such time as Gula actually takes place. So the one other shot is that I once heard, I don't remember if it's from, I think it was from Rabbi Eric Kaplan. So I once saw that Zikaron, memory, is Lashon of Zachar, right? The same Shoresh, Zachar is Zikaron. And because the things we remember are supposed to have an impact, be mashpia on the present. It's supposed to take what we remember and be mashmir with it on the present. So the Shira Chadash, Shir Chadash also is something where it's Lashon Zachar, in the sense that the future is also supposed to be mashmir in the present, even though it's not the same thing as not the thing as something which already occurred. As Yitzchok says I think it's Rasisi Lila. He says, just like the past has hashpah on the present, so too the future has hashpah on the present. And he says that that's the difference between all Yom Tov and Rosh Chodesh. Other Yom Tov celebrate the past, and Rosh Chodesh celebrates the future. And that hasn't happened yet. That's why Rosh Chodesh is not a greater holiday as the other holidays. But it's a holiday which separates the future, celebrates the future. And so it says, an amazing statement, that the closer we get to the ultimate Gula, the more Rosh Chodesh becomes the Yom Tov. Because we're getting closer to the event which is supposed to celebrate. So here to the idea of Shir Chadash, I think it's Zachar, because it's supposed to be it's supposed to be Yashpia on us, because it's supposed to be this concept of Tzipisa Yeshua, right? Tzipisa Yeshua means that the anticipation of the Yeshua also has an impact upon us. It's not just what happened in the past. And that is actually Lashon Akeva, perhaps to say that it doesn't have as much influence, because it's something which has happened. It's like Chazal say, "My hava hava," but the future is supposed to have an impact, although that's probably overly negative. But the future is what really concerns us as having an idea of Tzipisa Yeshua and trying to work towards the Gula. So I think in that respect, the was mentioned in the Agoda in order to experience now in the present the sense of Geula which eventually comes about. And it could be that that's part of the matzah being mechla de menusa. That mechla menusa means the bread of emunah. Emunah on what? The Yitzchok already took place. Well, you need emunah on that for, right? But it's emunah that from that Shira Chadasha of the Chavle Leda, of the original Gula many years ago, we believe that in the future there's going to be that Shir Chadash, and therefore we look forward to it, anticipate, and try to build towards it. Okay, that's how I would elaborate on this speech for a little bit. Okay, I think we don't have enough time to do another one, so we'll think we'll call it a night.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next week I'm going to be in Orlando, so if we learn, we'll also have to be remote.
Oh, wow. Have a good Yom Tov.
Okay, take care. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.